Welcome to the Who Project. I'm your host, Paul Gittens, where I sit down with leading professionals, artists, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Each share their definitions of success, past and present, how they differ, if at all, and what milestones they've set for the next chapter of their lives. This isn't just any podcast. It's a celebration of real stories from real people. Together, we'll explore the choices that have shaped their paths, the challenges they've conquered, and how they bravely carved out lives on their own terms. Each episode is a treasure trove of insights, tools, and inspiring tales to help you ignite your own journey. So buckle up and get ready for some great conversation. So to watch you come into chorus and navigate and stick-handle your way through that, and not only survive it, but to thrive in it, right? And your trajectory, like I said, went up, from like coordinator to management. If you want to be successful, if you choose to work hard, that's heavy. It's a heavy burden.
I had a goal in mind, and it's like I was going to achieve that goal. In order to achieve that goal, I had to work, and I busted my ass to get up those ranks. That's cool. I guess my definition of dream is different. Like a definition of dream is like pie in the sky. Shit, I want to be an NBA basketball player. That's a dream.
Right.
There's no way at 6 foot tall, maybe 5'11 and a half, I'm just getting old and shrinking, that I'm gonna get to be in the NBA.
That anybody over 40 is using AI as a replacement for Google. Okay. And all young people are using AI as an operating system. My man, Andre.
What's going on, PG? Jeez. It's been too long, brother. It's been too long. Jeez. I don't think I've seen you in a while. We've talked a lot, but we haven't seen each other in a long time. It's been a while since I face to face with you.
When's the last time we did that?
Shit.
Was there like some kind of industry event or something that I saw you at?
I think I saw you at an industry event a while back, but I know like one time we did lunch, but that was like a year and a half ago or something like that. Jeez. That's probably 2 years ago. We did just me and you catch up lunch kind of thing. Like I said, it's, busy life these days, man. I know. Busy, we busy. We're out here running around.
Well, this is a perfect opportunity for us to catch up.
Oh, that's it. There's a good reset. It's like, we could touch base, catch up. That's all it is.
We've been talking about this, catching up for a minute.
Oh no, we've had a lot of good conversations, just not in person. So this is interesting.
Yeah, man.
Right? It's interesting.
So here we are in the studio.
I love it. I love the studio.
In the new studio. It's been a lot of hard work to get here.
Yeah, man.
But here we are. It's
like hard work is paid off, man. It's slick. It's slick looking. Like I said, it's like you need to tell me where to get these damn chairs. I'm gonna have to steal these from you, brother.
I wanted to look differently, right? Because normally, like a podcast, there's like a table. You know what I mean?
Table in between.
You know what I mean? I wanted it to be like a chill vibe.
Yeah, like I said, it's like you got a nice little chill vibe back here. It's like it seems like we're just hanging out in the backyard, just hanging out, just kind of shooting the shit.
That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah. So thank you for saying that.
No, man, I like it. It's like it's a nice vibe, cool vibe, relaxed vibe. It kind of sets the tone really nice and easily.
It's kind of funny because it's anticlimactic, right? Like if I started to tell you like everything like just before we hit record, like right, I was like, oh my god, this SD card's not working. I just bought.
Technical difficulties.
The technical difficulties it's just been brutal.
Yeah, bro,
it's been absolutely brutal.
Man, like I'm sitting here just watching everything you got around. And
yeah,
like man. You have this thing set up nicely, so you're doing whatever you're doing it well. At least
I'm trying, brother.
You're trying. You're making it look good. At least how about that, brother? You made it look good. Now, whether you're recording or not, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll leave that up to you to figure out. You're gonna text me later, say, bro, nothing happened. We just talked. He was like, nothing recorded. I'm like, all right, cool, man. I'll come back up. You just tell me when. We just shot the shit like we normally did. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll come back up. We recorded this time, I guess.
Yes, please. You see, everybody heard that. If it didn't work out, he's coming back.
I'm on record.
It's on record.
That's on record. I'll come back. I'll come do this again.
So, man, listen, we've known each other like what? I think I was doing the math, like 14 years. I think it's somewhere around there.
Oh, bro, I love our origin story. I always say our origin story wasn't in the industry. Wasn't like it was just 100. You showed up and I was working. That's all.
100%.
Like the origin story is the best thing about us. I feel like, man. Like,
it was. We would go to some place, this place, Grill Time. Shout out to Grill Time.
Time.
You were there, and then, one day you weren't.
Yeah.
And then, right? And then I walk into like Chorus Media, and there you are. And I'm like looking at this guy, and I'm like, I know you. And you're like, I know you. It's like, what the fuck? He's like, what are you doing here? Right? And then, boom, there you are.
It's like, yeah, man, people pop up in places, and I am notoriously popping up in places. So it's
That was wild, man.
it was wild. Because, yeah, man, you used to come into Grill Time. Like I said, it was a buddy's shop. Sit there, was helping him with his marketing, trying to start up his business. You were coming in. I was like, yeah, man, I could work and doing this shit. You came in. We chopped it up there. It was always good seeing you. Always, you were a consistent customer.
Yes, because our office was right around the corner.
Ah, that's why. Yeah, I never figured that out.
Oh,
I was like,
I was
like, what are you doing up in this area,
like
bro?
literally, our office was right around the corner.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
so that makes a lot. That's why you were consistently there.
Like a 2-minute drive.
Oh, so that makes sense. That makes sense. And you couldn't go wrong.
No.
Once again, shout out to Grill Time. Best value in the city. I'll always say.
Man.
To this day,
I drove by there the other day, and I didn't have time. I wanted to pop in.
I was there the other weekend in that part of town. I was like, I want to come back and see you. I was like, all right, I need to go and spend a whole afternoon. Just catch up with everybody.
Yeah, for sure,
but
man.
yeah, man, no, that was like I said, random happenstance. Saw you there,
right?
Walked in, it's like, the hell you doing here? The hell you doing here?
Right?
It's like, oh.
Yeah, because we never talked about
like that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was just like we shot the shit there.
Yeah.
And it's like we talked, it was like, no, I'm marketing and branding was my background. You were in sales. And it's like, oh shit. And came back out and it's like, we chopped it up right there in the back of the room.
Man.
I remember all of my team was like, how do you know Paul? Karen, everybody was sitting there, like, how do you know Paul so well? I was like, It's like, y'all just know each other. Right? I was like, it is what it is sometimes.
So like 14 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
I know, man. It was a very long time ago. Right? And so we met and then we got to working.
Yes.
Together.
Which was always great.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we went from like, I guess, acquaintances to like working with each other.
Yeah.
And I've watched you, and your star rise and the trajectory at Chorus.
Blush here, brother.
No, man, it's real talk though, right? It's real talk because, I was thinking about this, right? And I said, back then, there wasn't a lot of people of color, right? And so when you walked into a room or an office space or whatever, at somebody's organization, an ad agency, you didn't see people that looked like you or even a shade of you.
Yeah.
So to watch you come into Chorus and navigate and stick handle your way through that and not only, survive it, but to thrive in it, right? And your trajectory, like I said, went up, from like coordinator to management, right? Like that, there's a lot to be said about that, man. So again, if I've never said this to you before, I'm saying it officially now, it was a thank you for doing your part for the peoples.
No, fuck, man, you make me blush here. Like I said, I never thought about it that way, but shit, yeah, no, you're very right, and I think that's why we gravitate towards each other.
Yeah,
because we had the relationship before, but there isn't a lot of people like us in that industry. There isn't.
No,
there isn't. So it's like when you find one or two that you find, you kind of gravitate towards them. And I always, it's like, even coming up here today, I was telling a friend, it's like, what do you do today? It's like, doing a friend's podcast. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, really? I'm like, yeah, he has this cool project going on, this, that, and other. It's like, oh, how do you know? I was like, he's been my OG for a long time in this game. That's my OG. You're the guy that I like taken from, learned from, realized, okay, how does Paul do that? All right, cool. Paul does it this way. Let me try and do it this way too. This is what's successful for Paul. Nah, bro. I've always taken little pieces from you, man.
Come on.
Like, how do you come to a room, you have presence, people understand you. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I don't have that kind of presence. I ain't gonna lie.
Get out of here.
I don't got the PG presence.
No, come on, man.
PG presence, bro.
That's
it's
These
a thing.
Lies now, folks.
It's a thing. A PG presence. I'm like, all right, I can have my own presence, but like, I understand what he's doing. I could see something that you're doing. I'm like, I can learn from that and make it my own in a way.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
That's something that I've always learned from him. Like I said, when I'm coming up here, I'm saying, like, what are you doing? Meet my OG. It's like my OG guy. That's all he is.
You know what's so funny about that, right? Is like what I said to you, and you go, I never thought of that about myself, right? And I was listening to a podcast not too long ago, and it was the Diary of a CEO, right? And Barlett was saying that people's perception of themselves is really the perception that other people have of them. Right? So, when I say, hey, the way you carried yourself, he's like, well, I never really thought of it like that. But you see what my perception of you was different than how you thought you were carrying yourself, right? Yeah. So, and then you said it back to me and it's the same thing, right? So hence, part of like where this whole story started, right? So like last year we talked about, this project that I was undertaking, right? And I really didn't have an idea of what it was so raw in what I was trying to accomplish. And the whole premise, right, was I wanted to celebrate first and second generation Canadians
Mm-hmm.
that happen to be of West Indian descent.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just started to morph from there, right? Because when I talk to like my Asian or Jewish or Italian generation Canadians, I realized that the story was so similar,
Thread line all the way through.
right?
Yeah.
So then it made me go back to the drawing board, right? But I told you I wanted to have you on the show,
Yeah.
right?
You said this some time.
Yeah,
It's
man. But you see, like for me, the reason I didn't is because like I just really wanted to. It took me a long time, man, to get this down to where you distill it down to where it is today, right? So after I did those 13 episodes and what I heard from those 13 episodes, man, blew me away, right?
Yeah.
It was yes, they were first and second generation Canadians and they were from different ethnicities and different times that they came to this country, or were born in this country. But man, what I heard was the transparency and the authenticity about their lives, right? What I learned was like people I've known my like 30 years or so that I didn't even know parts about them,
Yeah.
right? So people, were really honest with me. We got underneath the
I
surface.
love that.
And then from there, it made me started to think about like, the idea of who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
And a common thread there was success.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think from a first and second generation Canadian, the data I have now, it's such a huge like cloud over our heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we have like, if you want to be successful, if you choose to work hard, that's heavy, it's a heavy burden, if you will, and I saw it and I heard it in each of those conversations, so here we are now with the Who project, right? Which is really like my goal with the Who project is how do I want to sit down with 30, 40, and 50 something year old Canadians. They don't necessarily have to be first or second generation now.
Yeah.
But I want to get their perspective on what success means to them.
I think that's important though.
Right? Because I know what success I was chasing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I know where it left me. And I pondered this and wondered this. And then when I listened to those 13 episodes, I was like, wow, like, I think there's something really here that's interesting that we can really unpack and have really great conversations,
Yeah, no, like I said, we've been talking about this from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I loved the initial concept, but then when you were telling me everything you were learning while you were doing it,
Yeah.
we've had, like I said, many conversations throughout. And it's like, there's something deeper there. It's
There
like,
is.
I understand you want to do this as like, a celebration and so forth, and like give people their flowers, and I get that, but there was a through line that you kept on coming through, and you kept on like you were going around the concept for a while, and then when you came to me and you told me the exact concept for the Who project, I'm like, that's exactly what you could get. That's exactly what you're getting out of these things, which is important because I think it's something that honestly nobody talks about. Like nobody has these real conversations about the inner who you are, what you see, how you feel, what do you feel about yourself, and then also. Case in point, just like right now, what your perception is of somebody else looking at you and what their perception actually is of somebody else looking at you.
Yeah.
So like I said, you saying those nice things about me, I'm like, bro, I was just working. That's all. It's like I knew I had a goal in mind, and it's like I was going to achieve that goal. In order to achieve that goal, I had to work and I busted my ass to get up those ranks. That's cool. But I didn't see it as it was just me trying to achieve the goal at that point.
Yeah.
But you saw it in a different light where it's like, shit, you don't see a lot of people in this industry like us, and then this guy's figuring it out how to thrive in an industry that's not covered with people like him.
Yeah.
But he's figuring out how to work the rooms and get into these conversations and like shine his light on certain aspects of things. And I'm like, and I think that's shit, bro. Like I said, that made me blush. I'm like, you make me turn purple here. The skin tone, this melatonin. We don't turn red, we turn purple.
You know what's funny about that, right? Is because then I started to, because this is what I do. Then I start to peel the onion back further, right? And then I go, okay, so then why?
Yeah.
Why did we want that success? Why, right? And what did we sacrifice to get there?
Oh, I agree.
And there's a term now where I read this recently, holistic success, right? And that covers well-being, meaningful connections, your physical health, not just financial or career
Of course, yeah.
achievements, right? But coming from, a West Indian background, Bayesian parents, that's from Barbados for those who don't know what Bayesian is.
You gotta specify it sometimes for some people.
Right? There was a checklist.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't necessarily know if that checklist was just, unique to my family. I don't think it is.
No.
But I do think that the checklist with my family was, get an education, get a career, work hard, move up the ranks, find somebody, get married, buy a house, have children, pay off your mortgage, and achieve all your financial retirement goals. And if you missed one of those boxes, dude,
brother,
you was a failure.
Brother, that's it. Your auntie and your uncle will call you in a nice way. They'll call you out on it though.
100%.
But like they'll say
100%.
Gotta love our West Indian people.
Yeah.
That's Caribbeaners. We'll say it in a funny way to make you laugh at it, but internally it's still a jab. It's like, oh,
yeah,
right, I get you.
So you know what that took me to a place, right? Because in and around like the last 14 years, right? I hit like this midlife. Right? I hit midlife. And I started to ask these questions, right? And this is probably why, I guess the roundabout way is why Legacy, the podcast, that idea for Legacy, the podcast came up, right? And how we've now morphed this into the Who Project, right? Yeah. But in around that time, I started asking myself a question, like, everything that I've accomplished, what was the purpose?
Yeah. What did it get you?
And so then you go, man, like, I can't be like that guy, right? I can't be ungrateful, right? I've got to have gratitude, right? And I do, and right, and I love the industry that we're in. It allowed me to have the lifestyle that I have. I worked hard, mind you, but I still got the opportunity to work hard, right, and raise a family, and married 23 years this year,
like I said,
so there's success, but in that there's a sense of dissatisfaction.
There's a sense of still missing something sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, is it just me, right? Or is this something that we gotta pick it apart here? We gotta peel this back, right?
Yeah.
And there's that 30s, 40s, and 50s. Because I say, in your 20s, you just don't know shit all, right? You just, no disrespect to any 20-year-olds.
20-year-olds, you should be listening to this podcast because you need to learn.
Right?
Yeah.
And then in your 30s, you get into this I call it the acquisition phase. Yep. And then in your 40s, you wake up and you go like, holy shit, what just happened? And you're in so deep that you can't
back out of that shit.
Right?
It's like, all right, now I'm sold. I'm right? Here.
And then you get into your 50s and people go, it's like, I've read this that women will they'll get into their 50s and they start to think about themselves, and they reflect on themselves, and they've been giving, especially if they've been married and they've had children and all that, they've been giving to somebody and everybody else this entire time. So then it becomes a moment where they want to start looking after themselves, rightfully so.
Of course, yeah, that makes sense.
Right? And men will either have a full-blown crisis.
Yep. That's gotta love us men. It's like,
right? Full-blown crisis, right? Well, they'll blow up their lives.
Yep.
Or they get more reflective.
Yes.
And introspective.
Start thinking about things
right?
differently.
Right? And you kind of wonder, like, what's this whole thing about? Right? And it's sobering when you think about you've lived half your life already, or more than half your life.
More than half your life, yeah.
Right? And and then so every day you wake up and you kind of go, okay, well, what am I doing this all for?
What's the end goal here?
Yeah.
What's bring it back to a work term? What's the KPIs?
Right.
What's your objective?
Right.
What are we doing here?
Right.
I've been doing this for umpteen years.
Right.
What are we doing? What's the end goal here? So and I think that's something that you don't think about when you're younger. I think when you're younger, you hit the nail on the head. It's like in my 20s, like when we met, I was probably in my late 20s, probably early 30s.
Yeah.
And that was a reset moment for me. So it's like, while I might have been in my 30s, it was a reset.
Right.
So it's like, okay, let me reset. So I was acting and moving like a 20-year-old in that sense, in regards to like just grinding in that sense, like objectively, just want to grind, I got to catch up to my peers that had a little jump start a couple of years before me. I'm restarting.
Yeah, same boat.
So I'm like, this is restart. Let's just grind harder and catch up, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I caught up. Was able to pass.
Yes.
Was able to do a couple of good things. That's cool.
Yes.
And I think like the reset was good, but it gave me a different perspective to people my own age, because some people did not succeed and fail by the time we met.
Yeah.
And I think that was big for me because I had a different perspective on that, and that made me grind harder in my 30s.
I love that. So that's a good segue, right? Because I wanted to take you into like this whole conversation about success and the meaning of success.
Yeah.
I want to read you a quote, right?
Okay.
And I want to get your opinion on this quote.
Okay.
So the quote is, if you can dream it, you can achieve it, right? By Zig Ziglar, right?
Okay.
And so do you believe that that's possible?
I have this is where we'd start arguing, I think, or this is where I would encounter. Zig Ziglar's very sales focused, and you know me, Mike. Well, I am in sales.
Yep.
I am not a salesperson. Is what I always tell everybody.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I am the unsales salesperson kind of thing. I don't try and sell you anything. I just tell you what I think is smart. That's it. But I think like that quote, dream shouldn't be like if you could. I guess my definition of dream is different. Like a definition of dream is like pie in the sky. Shit, I want to be an NBA basketball player. That's a dream.
Right.
There's no way at 6 foot tall, maybe 5'11" and a half, I'm just getting old and shrinking, that I'm going to get to be in the NBA. So that's a dream that's gone.
So you're putting in context.
Yeah.
Dream has to be in context.
Dream has to be in context. And I think like if you could make a goal, I think goal orientation is good. Like if you make a goal, you could achieve it. Because if you make a goal that's achievable, you could build out a plan to get to that goal. So I think in that sense, it makes sense. I think it just dream throws me off. Like dream is just like pie in the sky dream.
Yeah.
And that's all. But like,
yeah, but when you set a goal, you know that goal also could be like a dream, right? Like so, you know, I wanna retire and spend part of my winter in, you know, Portugal. Let's just say, right. That could sound like a dream.
You going there? You never. Is that the dream? Just let me know. I'll come visit.
Yeah, man. Like, gotta figure this out. I could do this podcast anywhere.
Technically,
right? You know, jeez. So that's why I threw that out there because, you know, it kind of, to me, it frames it up. It frames up somebody's mindset, right? So my next question for you then is like, you know, what is your definition of success?
Yeah, I think like success changes as you get older. I think success changes. If you ask me what my success was when I was in my teenage years, always was goal oriented and like just love my West Indian parents. Put a work ethic in me that would not stop, which is a good thing, also a bad thing, but good thing. Yeah. Like always had a good work ethic. So I'm like, okay, always had different goals when I was a teenager to when I was in university and college to when I was in first job to so career-wise, always different success. But also, I think when you're younger, you don't think about the maturity, the mental side of success, and the emotional side of success. And so, I think success is multifold. Like, there's a lot of different ways to be successful.
100%.
People could be successful emotionally, but
I agree.
Broke as shit. I'm like, okay, no. Or you could be successful financially, career-wise, but be an asshole of a person. So like to me, I think
that's a holistic success.
And that's going back to that holistic play. So I think like one of the things that in your younger days, you just think finance. It's just like, I need to achieve, I need to grow. You get into that asset building place. But as you get older, your priorities change, your objectives change, your success metrics change. And I think it's not moving the goalposts, it's taking the goalposts and replanting them somewhere else. Like you could always move the goalposts. It's just, no, I'm going to take them and put them over here.
I love that.
Because I'm in a different field now. Now I'm not a field goal kicker. Now I'm a soccer player and I have a net to play with, or I have a basketball. I'm a hooper now all of a sudden. So I think it's changing your
as it should.
Perspective. Yeah.
So then would you consider yourself successful?
I think I've had successes. I think where I'm at right now, I'm striving for success in this current day still. Because my success has changed. My metrics for success has changed from when we started talking, even from last year to now, my success metrics has changed.
Sure, and it evolves.
It evolves.
100% evolves.
And I think there's differences. Life happens, of course, and things happen, but your success metrics will forever evolve. But what success?
But what do you attribute? When I ask you that question, what do you attribute success to then? Because are we talking about all those things I talked about, right? Like we talking about, so we could talk about financial.
Yeah.
We could talk about career. We could talk about meaningful connections. We could talk about purpose and contribution.
Exactly.
We could talk about health and well-being. right?
Yeah.
So did you want to holistically look at that and say I'm successful, or do you want to say, well, there's parts of that I'm successful and I'm working on other parts of it?
And I think that's the thing. Like, I think other parts become more priorities, different stages in life is what I'm gonna say. Like
100%.
because
Oh man,
I'm gonna say it's
dope,
like,
very dope.
as you get older, you've acquired things, you have things. It's cool. So that's not the success metric now. The success metric may be, hey man, I busted my ass all the time at the office. I'm working all day, but my body feels like ass.
Yeah, yeah.
There's time, whatever. First time I had back pains throughout my back, I'm like, oh, I haven't been paying attention to my body. That wasn't a success metric for me. It was the acquisition stage. I'm like,
Sure.
buying a house, getting the car, getting all the stuff that I want, all the like little acquisition accoutrements, basically. But successful. Everybody like, oh, you're very successful. I'm like, nah, but I can't enjoy this. I can't go play basketball because my back is shot. And I'm like,
Right.
So a different success metric. So I think you'll always be successful in some aspects, but not successful in all aspects. And I think if you get to success in all aspects, that's also the goal. But
Isn't that a dream?
Can you get it all? That's the hope.
Yeah, right.
That's what you.
So that's the other thing, though. Wow. Okay, I'm loving this because that's the other thing that's taking me. You know, I started looking at and I coined like I read this and I was like, that's exactly it, right? Flawless success, right? It doesn't exist.
Yeah. No,
It doesn't exist.
I don't know where you read this from, but you got to tell me where you found it. Like, it doesn't.
Isn't that crazy?
It doesn't.
It doesn't exist.
No one's flawless. No one could have flawless success. No one could be fully successful.
So then I'm thinking to myself, and I'll get to this. 'Cause I'm going to ask you this question. I don't want to answer it right now.
Okay.
But I was thinking to myself, like, that's where you became an overachiever.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think.
If you think about it from this, let me give you the breadcrumb trail.
Yeah.
If you think about the things I've said thus far, right, where, you know, my family background, right, the success metrics that they laid out, which I call the blueprint,
Yep.
right, made me believe that you had to be perfect. You had to check all of those boxes, which means you had to be perfect, which means you had to be flawless, right? And if you can't be all of those things, right, then you become an overachiever to get it because you're trying to prove to everyone else that you can do it.
Yeah.
It took me a very long time to get here, man.
To kind of like figure out that
it sounds pretty straightforward. Yeah, Paul, 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah.
yeah, it's like if you get all those things, you're an overachiever. Like, but that was the game plan all along. That was the plan that was set out for you. So we go back to coming back to being like, we're first generation Canadians. We're coming up here, and our parents like, but that was their dream, though. You have to understand that wasn't our dream per se. That was their dream put on us. There's like, I'm coming here to this country to make my kids' lives better, and that was. My parents tell me this all the damn time. It's like, yeah, we came here to make your lives better. It's like, we were happy in Trinidad, but like, we needed to come here because we thought there was more opportunity here for our kids, and that's
Yeah.
And I think that comes with a certain bit of expectations, and a little bit of pressure sometimes too, because like, you sacrifice all your family back home, your life back home that you've known, loved, lived your whole life, to come to a country that you know nobody in. You got like 2 friends up here, and start over. I'm like, starting over, tough as shit. I give my parents credit to hell.
100%. And I think we got into, Zig Ziglar, but there was another quote that I wanted to run by you. And let me see what your thoughts are on this one. So wellness is the complete integration of body, mind, and spirit. The realization that everything we do, think, feel, and believe has an effect on our state of well-being. And that's Greg Anderson. So do you think we can achieve all of those at once, like holistically?
I think it's interesting. I think we strive to achieve all of those at once, at least at times. At times you do. But I don't think you could do 100% of all at one time. I don't think it's achievable in that sense, because I don't think you're ever going to be fully committed to doing all at once, like mind, body, soul, like fully.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just difficult. Shit, some people may be able to. I'm not going to put it past people. I haven't figured it out yet. How about that? I haven't figured out how to get holistically.
I hear
Like,
you.
it's at times like 1 month it may be this and focus on this, and next month or next day could be this, and could be day to day, could be month to month, could be quarter to quarter, year to year. Like there's different focuses. So I think striving to do all of them was important, to try and be holistically thinking about all of them. But I think striving to get complete in all of those, and peace in all of those, I think that's difficult.
So, okay. And I can accept that because, again, that goes back to like, do we think that success is flawless? And it's not. So
Yeah.
I think it's an ongoing, I think that, that's the whole thing about life, right? It's not a destination. It's a journey, right?
Yeah, I think that's
So we're going to constantly evolve. We're going to constantly, look at goals,
goals. Gotta be goals.
right? And see if we can make them, work together in harmony.
Yeah.
But recognizing also that, nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Well, that's the thing. I think harmony is what you appreciate harmony is. So harmony
Right.
could be, hey, this piece is a little bit lacking right now, but I'm still harmonious
True.
in this moment. Even though I know mind might not be great or body may not be great. I think
You're absolutely correct.
achieving it all
I
is
agree
great.
with you. I agree with you because I meditate, right? And when I meditate, they say today might just suck. Right? It's not going to be a perfect day, right? There's going to be noises. There's going to be things that are happening around you, right? You might be, it might be difficult to focus today,
Of course.
but you just keep trying, right?
Well,
Yeah, I like that.
It's what you said. Life's a journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
Destination. We all know what the destination is.
Yeah. Fortunately, we do.
It's enjoying the journey. I say enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
Like enjoying the journey, enjoying the imperfections at times, but enjoying and celebrating the wins and perfections.
That's well said. That's really well said because I think, at least for me, enjoying the journey is it's never been a thing that, right? Because you always want to win.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's in our, I don't know if that's nature or nurture. That's the thing we got to think about. But I think I'm the exact same way. I don't celebrate, and I've said this to many people, celebrate your wins, even if they're small wins, celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
But do you do it yourself? No, I really don't, because it's always, what's next? All right, let's move on to the next thing. And I think that's something that, at my age now, after years and years of grinding, I was like, I'm starting to I'm consciously thinking about it. I might not do it as well as I should, but at least I'm thinking about it. So it's a step in the right direction.
Well, it's interesting because my wife had asked me for many, many years, right? Paul, when's enough going to be enough?
Yeah.
Right? And if you'd asked me like, a decade ago, I wouldn't want to be here in this house, even maybe 5 years ago, maybe just coming post. So maybe even less, like post pandemic, right?
Really?
I was still in this, it's what I call like a state of wanting to accomplish more, right?
The acquisition phase.
It was still part of that. Like, is there one more level up?
Yeah, gotcha. I gotcha.
Right? And I guess what happened was you have to ask yourself a question, like, how important is that? Like, how important would it be to have a bigger home?
Yeah.
Or a nicer car?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Versus peace of mind?
Peace of mind, content,
right?
Ease.
And recognizing that you were that in doing those things for those reasons, you were naturally gonna negate the other things that you needed to do.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's only so much. If you take from one pot, you're giving it to a different pot. So
so it just didn't make any sense at all.
Do you find, and me asking you, it's like,
sure,
your kids are getting older,
right?
They're gonna move out of the house soon.
Just joking, kids.
Love the kids. The kids are great.
Just joking.
They're great.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider downsizing, moving, leaving, going somewhere different?
So that's a great question.
Because you've accomplished.
That's a great question.
Do you need all the accomplishments?
So just that, you talk about you have an overactive mind. Here's my overactive mind.
Okay,
right?
okay, fair. Let's hear it.
So at one point in time, it'd be like, yeah, like there's just no way, right? I'm gonna
Mhm.
stay here. Okay, let me reverse that. It was we're going to stay here, right? Because what if our kids won't be able to afford a home,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So like this would be like the the quote unquote family gathering home,
Yeah. This would
right?
be home base.
There's so many memories here,
Mhm.
right? The kids grew up here, and their families, respective families, could come here, right? Or themselves, or their
Yeah.
significant others, or whatever, right? Um, and then I guess like in the last year or two, right? I've been like on this trajectory where I'm like, it's not it's not up to me to figure out their lives,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So if I give them everything that I possibly can give them, which
Mhm.
is mostly like, you know, a nurturing home,
Mhm.
help them with education, their post-secondary education. It's not up for me to like put their whole life in order for themselves. They need to figure that out.
Yeah.
So the long answer to your question is, can I see myself downsizing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But you just see my backyard. I
Yeah.
really enjoy outdoor living space.
That's the next
It's
thing.
a thing for me, right?
Yeah.
It always has been.
Okay.
It's kind of like where I go, and I used to dream like when we bought this house off of plans.
Oh shit! Really? Okay. So you got this from like.
Yeah, I bought off of
Okay.
plans when there wasn't even a hole in the ground,
Oh shit.
right?
Okay.
And I remember like looking at when they put the fence up in the back now, right? And I'd be like, I'm gonna put a banner, right? Because we're in outdoor advertising, right? It's like I'm gonna get a banner printed that said "swimming pool coming soon." Like that was me always.
Yeah.
So like I love the outdoors. Downsizing, I don't know what that looks like.
Hmm.
I yeah.
Would you downsize and go further out so you have the outdoors, but just smaller home?
Yeah, I think my
More
wife, my
land, less
my
home?
my wife would love to downsize, which means like to get a condo in the city.
Oh, like she wants a condo in the city kind of life, which is totally different. Like that's a different.
Which
As
would
somebody who has a condo in the city, it's
yeah,
like it's a different lifestyle. Me coming out here, it's just like,
yeah,
oh, it's different out here.
yeah, 100%. And the walk score would be huge for us, right?
Yeah,
I have this other dream in my mind of like, being able to walk to the my favorite coffee shop,
yeah.
right, or my favorite bakery,
I'm
and
saying it's great. I do it all.
right,
I
and
do it all
just
the
sit down
time.
and read, or go to my
Yeah,
local pub and they got great food or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big dream. Blue sky, it would be to have a place outside of the city and a
Mhm.
place in the city.
There
That'd
you
be
go.
blue sky.
Yeah,
That would be my success, financial
that
success, to
would
be
be
able to
yeah.
afford that would be like amazing. But my wife's like, well, again, like if we spent 6 months of the year somewhere else, right? And then we had a condo space here for like the summer times, and then you're just here. So there's a lot of things that are up in the air.
Yeah.
But like for me, we're still trying to define what that looks like.
I think that's understandable because everything is always in transition. Like,
Yeah.
especially like you said, you have kids and stuff like that. Like I'll even say my parents to this day, at one point recently, they just went back to Trinidad. They came back. They went for like a month. They came back recently, and they're like, "We closed up the bank accounts down there." It's like, why? It's like, I don't think we're moving back. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. But that was always their goal.
Yeah.
Kids get grown out of the house. We're good. We're moving back to Trinidad.
But
They
they're,
never did.
but they're not Trinis anymore,
Yeah,
boy.
they ain't.
They're
They ain't no
Canucks.
Trinity. They're Canadian now.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
100%. So
so
it's funny how, to your earlier point, right? You evolve.
yeah,
Life evolves, right? And you don't know where it's going to take you. And one of the things that we haven't even talked about yet, it's like the big elephant in the room, is like AI, right? And what's
yeah.
gonna, how the world is going to change with respects to AI, in the next 12 to 36
Well,
months.
yeah. Like I think you've seen the big giant change already. Like if you want to break it down to workplace, we could want to break it down to just in general how AI is helping and aiding in things. I think it's a positive thing. I think it could be a negative thing. It could be a bit of both. I think just with everything in life, it's good and bad, but it's how people are leveraging AI to use it. I think it's important.
I think I took a week off in May
Hmm.
of this year. It's usually when we went away.
Okay.
We didn't go away
Oh,
this
so you
year.
didn't go nowhere?
First time in years.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, first time in years. But no, I also got 2 kids in university.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
Right? You
Took
can't
to
suck and
university.
blow. Remember that?
It's like, yeah.
Right? And I started going down that AI wormhole.
Okay, so you just like dived into it in a week out?
Yeah, right. And I think Sam Altman said this the best, right? Sam Altman, right? From Chat
Mhm.
GPT or OpenAI. And he said that anybody over 40 is using AI as a replacement for Google.
Okay.
And all young people are using AI as an operating system.
Mhm.
And I was like, huh?
How
Right?
confusing it
Yeah.
is.
Like, so what is it? So that's, it really spun me to go down the wormhole, right? To look at like, what are AI agents and like how's that going to change the world? And then listening to not some wingnut doomsday people, but like listening to like
Many of them.
the Sam Altmans or the Godfather of AI, or the former chief business operator of how we're going to have a dystopia before the utopia, right? And how the people are going to lose jobs, and it kind of just freaks me out a bit to think
course.
that where would I live?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
where's my place in
yeah,
this new
this new
dystopia?
world,
Yeah.
this new world
Of
that's
course.
because they talk about the scale and speed in which all of this is going to happen, right? They it was one podcast and it was like they showed of life changing dramatically for a lot of people.
Well, like, think about like how the internet has changed lives. Like, I
Yeah.
remember growing up without the internet, young, this, that, and other, without cell phones.
But people are
Great time.
literally going to lose their jobs, Andre. Like they said, knowledge workers are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a sect of the employment workforce that's going to lose their jobs for sure. But I think that'll also create other jobs too. It's just, is there training for those people to get those other jobs? And I think
that's key.
how are you educating these people? Okay, fine, you can't do this anymore. AI took your job. We all know that's going to happen. But how are you pivoting, or what is even society, corporate cultures? If you're looking at, all right, you're in this big company, your job could be done by AI. We don't need you here anymore.
Right.
But how are you training them and pivoting them into a different role so they could still be functional and
Well, that's the
benefit to the company?
So
like, that's good leadership to me.
That's a great question, right? So in the short term, it's going to be anybody that's AI centric, right? That can teach AI, right?
Mhm.
Right, or work with AI.
Yeah.
But they're going to get to a point where AI won't need humans.
Oh, that's the next thing. Yeah.
That's the next, right? So when I talk about like our future, like my future, right, what it looks like, where I'm going to live and all that kind of stuff, right? It's really interesting. Like I'm like again, I'm not doomsdaying and being spooked, but I just feel like there's not enough people that are actually really thinking about how this is going to change their world.
But I don't think like that happened. That already happened in our generation when the internet came a thing.
But it's going to be at a greater speed and scale.
I think it's gonna be a bigger scale and speed.
That's
but
the
it's
difference.
Like,
and the internet didn't take people's jobs.
Fair, maybe.
Not
think about scale. Like all the people that wrote Encyclopedia Britannica.
Sure.
Go on to Google, I can get all the information I need now.
Sure, but in the .com boom, it was go be go be a computer science engineer, right? Like AI is going to do that.
It's like we don't need you to make this system work. It's just going to work by itself, which is interesting. Like I said, I think AI is going to change the world in a way that's quicker, faster, and probably more disruptive. I'm not going to say disruptive in a good or bad way, but disruptive is the word I'm going to use.
These guys are talking about universal benefits, man. Like they're talking about some really obscure things.
They're using AI to try and solve crimes, to solve sicknesses and illnesses that we've never had. And AI is going to help you with that because they could think in a different way. It's interesting.
Well, yes.
But
healthcare and education are the two big sectors that are going to get affected right away.
Like those are the front of the line, easy ones that are going to be changed dramatically because 100%. Of AI once integration is fully up and going.
They say that AI doubles its capacity every 26 weeks.
Yep.
So twice a year, it becomes even smarter than it. That's scale is crazy, dude.
It's like you're at 1 and you're at 3 in a year's time. So it's ridiculous. I think it's an exciting time we live in, but I like to say it's like we were the guinea pig generation. It's like, really, I remember running around, no cell phones, no I remember internet. We had one computer in the classroom in high school that had internet connection.
Sure.
Like,
so imagine that. Like, so imagine your parents today.
Oh,
coming from Trinidad today.
Yeah.
or mine coming from Britain to Canada, today. It's a whole new world order,
Yeah.
I think.
And I think it's something that's we have to be aware that it's happening. I feel like some people just don't even know it's happening at the time too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like people just stick their head in the sand and just like, "Yeah, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that big of a deal." And I'm like, I'm watching. I'm even watching it in like outdoor, right? Like
Yeah.
it's,
But
with
you're sitting there.
programmatic incoming and all
Mhm.
that. Like it's just, yeah, it's really interesting. I wouldn't want to. I always say like if I was in my 30s or 40s right now, I'd be really really locked in on trying to learn AI
Yeah.
is and not just asking it a question of or perplexity or chat
No,
GBT.
just using it as Google.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, how do I build out agents and getting your mind around how do you even do that? Like, how does that even work?
Yeah.
Right. And I think that not to get stuck on the AI conversation, but I think it speaks solely to like who you are, as an individual.
Hmm.
Right. And if you take on an attitude like I have, where I always say I want to learn something new, right? If I'm not learning, I might as well be on the other side of the grass.
Yeah. What am
That's
I
what I
doing?
say,
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good
right?
line.
And if I don't take on that attitude of wanting to evolve,
Hmm.
right? Then I might as well just go retire somewhere.
Well, that's the thing. I think like you're constantly evolving, you're constantly learning, and I think that's part of life. And like you
I think you
should, at least
should.
you should be.
Yeah, you should be.
We both said it at the same time. It's interesting that we both think the same way.
Right?
It's like you should
Right?
be.
So your parents came here, you in the 70s?
Yeah, like 72, 73, around there, probably.
Okay.
Early 70s.
Okay. And so they came separately or did they come together?
It's a good question. No, they came together.
So
Came together.
they were together like back in Trinidad and came
Yeah,
together.
yeah, they came. So my brother was born in Trinidad.
Oh, okay.
He's significantly older, and they came up, he was like 2 or something like that.
Okay.
So it came up 2-year-old mom and dad.
Okay. Wow. And settled in Toronto.
Settled straight in Toronto, right in Parkdale.
Never left.
Stayed in the city, moved a little north. I
Wow.
moved to Parkdale.
Wow.
It's fun.
Okay.
Parents get a kick that I live in their old neighborhood. It's funny.
Wow. And is your brother in the city as well?
Yeah, he's on the east end of town now. So he's in like Danforth and Main area. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we didn't go head out to the burbs.
Nah, we all staying in the city. We city folks. We like you said, you talked about walking to your coffee shop. I'm like, bro, I do that all the time. I have a local coffee shop. They know what I want. Go to the bar. They know what drink I'm pouring already. It's great.
So let me ask you this question. Do you ever talk to your parents about why they came to Canada?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
And they talk to you about it?
Yeah, they say it's they tell me it's funny. My dad will tell me the logistics of how they got here.
Right.
Mom will tell me the sentiment.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's a very interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic.
My dad, because like dad was a caddy from back in the day, so he's a caddy, golf course caddy, this, that, another.
Yep.
On the golf course all the time. I guess he had some people skills as well, because he worked that into a job for like the head of Pan Am in the Caribbean.
Wow.
And then the head of Pan Am is the one who sponsored and made him get here and got my parents the tickets to come here, and my brother.
Wow.
Bought them all their first winter jackets when they got here.
Do you have a lot of family here?
Not really. I have one aunt, 2 cousins. Like, also, you're speaking to a Caribbean people. Everybody's your family. You know that. It's like, everybody's my cousin. If you're from Trinidad, you're from my cousin. You might not even be from. You could be my cousin. It's like, you one of us. You my cousin.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like blood family. 2 cousins, 1 aunt. 3
Okay.
cousins, 1 aunt. That's about it.
Does that mean that there's still a significant amount of people in Trinidad?
Yeah, there's a large family back in Trinidad still. There's some blood family. There's large family back in Trinidad. There's a couple in England. That's about it.
So can you answer me a question? Why? Like, why did they come then?
I said logistically they came because my father got us tickets from Pan Am, but mentally or purpose-wise, mom, they had my brother. I think he was 2 or 1 when they came up here. Very young. And they're like, well, we want a better life for him that we couldn't get here. So they came to Canada, and they came to Toronto in particular. It was supposed to be Montreal. I've talked to my dad. He'll say we were supposed to move to Montreal. I'm like, it's been a whole other ball of wax.
Yeah.
But they ended up in Toronto, and so it's they wanted a better life for my older brother, their 2-year-old son. And then I showed up 10 years later.
So Do you think that they are completely satisfied with leaving Trinidad, leaving that huge extended family that they had,
Yeah.
and making life in Canada?
I think they are now. Once again, we're talking about transitions in life.
Sure.
I remember when I was younger, my dad just said, I'm moving back home. Like, they had a plot of land. I think they had a plot of land that they were going to build a house on. So they
Right.
had land back home.
Yeah.
They had property. They had bank accounts back home.
Yeah.
The end goal was, you two finish off. We're going back.
Right.
They want to go back. All the brothers and sisters there. Both families are very large
Right.
back there. So yeah, that was their goal then. But I think now that's adapted and changed. And now, shit, I've told my parents to sell the house for the longest time. A big ass house in the middle of the city. Like, sell that. Go to. Oh, we'll never sell it. This is their house. That's it. So I'm like, all right. So going back to your thing, it's like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like, that's their home. That's they don't want to go anywhere else.
And
They
it's
don't want to downsize. They don't want to leave the city. They don't want to leave the neighborhood.
Yeah, and that yeah. I mean, for me, I'm torn.
Yeah.
But I also like adventure. I have no problems like moving
Yeah.
and making, a new community my own home.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that would keep me here, like I said, is just the kids, right?
Kids, yeah.
And not that I want to coddle them and have them live here. No. But it would just be, our family home. But yeah, who knows?
You're the safety net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's like, go off.
Who knows? We
Run a
might,
tightrope.
we might lose our minds and decide that we're going to sell everything and just travel.
Hey, listen.
Right?
Told you. You
Right?
go buy a house somewhere else warm.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm coming.
Listen, so okay, I'm going to go off. I'm going to go off and tell you this story.
All right.
So, take my car in for service. They have a car jockey to bring me home, right?
Yeah.
Car jockey is a Trinidadian fellow.
Okay.
Okay. And he makes me laugh, right? Like we got to know each other over the years, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. We were talking about the economy. This was like pre-election, all that stuff, right?
Okay.
And he's like, I tell you what. I go, what? He goes, I'm moving to the Philippines when I retire.
Okay.
And I look at this guy, I'm like, huh?
Philippines?
Right?
Of all places?
Yeah. I'm like, have you ever been to the Philippines,
Do
dude?
you know anything about Philippines?
Right? He's like, yeah, I've been there 10 times.
Oh, shit.
I said, you what? He goes, I've been there 10 times. I said, why? Right? He goes, well, the first time, he goes, my buddy, he's divorced, his kids are grown. He goes, my buddy was going to a wedding, and he goes, I just was his plus one. And he goes, oh, what the hell? Why not? Right? And he goes, I fell in love with the Philippines.
Really?
He goes, my money goes
Oh, yeah.
far. Right? He goes, I'll make you laugh. I go, what? He goes, I took $1,500 Canadian, went and exchanged it in the Philippines. He goes, they had to give it to me in shopping bags, the cash. He goes, I spread it all on the bed and I took a photo of it and sent it to my brother. And my brother responded, are you selling drugs in the Philippines? He goes, Paul, I had a condo in Manila for a month.
Yeah.
$300 Canadian. He goes, I took friends out to 5-star restaurant and a 5-star hotel. And he goes, it was $50.
It was $50 Canadian.
50 Canadian. Right? He goes, so
yeah.
I'm out. He goes, when I'm done, he goes, I can't live here. I'm going to go live in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And I was like, so it got me on this thing with Eileen. I was like, I called, babe, we're moving to the Philippines.
$50, 5-star hotel dinner. Let's go.
Right?
What the hell?
And it was 5 of his friends. Sorry.
No, all 5 friends.
All 5 friends.
For
which is
$50
yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. He goes, this is just not sustainable.
Of course.
I can't live here and retire. Right. So I thought that was funny. So it's been a running joke from there. It's Portugal. It's Philippines, where
I love it.
Right. Like where are we going to go?
It's like, where in the world is Paul PG now?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows where this is going to take us, man?
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like you said, ever evolving, ever growing, ever new adventures. You can't just sit here.
We have to.
That's when you.
Our parents, we got to give kudos to our parents for doing what they did.
Oh, no.
Right?
Hands down.
For doing what they did was amazing. The courage that it took at the time for visible minorities to come to this country in the 70s, that was big licks.
Yeah. They came in and got licks for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, My parents love telling me stories about their first winter.
Yeah.
My brother didn't want to wear a winter jacket all day, every day. I don't know. Still a little bit of a hard-headed individual, but we'll digress on that one. Didn't want to wear a winter jacket. They struggled wintertime.
Yeah.
Like, coming here by
Yeah.
themselves. They had one friend here, and that's it. And it's like, cool.
And now they built a life and they
have
raised
a
their boys.
community, full-grown men out and about doing
That's
their own
amazing.
thing. I was saying, my mom probably has a better social life than I do because she's out 4 nights a week gallivanting around the city somewhere. Like, oh yes, I went to go see this and this. I'm like, all right, mom. Like, yeah, Auntie so and so. We went down by the lake. It was so nice. This, all right, mom. I went by. She said, "This is where you just work, boy." I'm like, I used to work there, mom. Not now. I was like, oh, it's a nice building. All right, mom.
Oh my God, I love it, man. I love it. They have no idea how much they've done for us.
That's the thing.
Like because when I say that, I need to be really specific because you brought it up, right? Like she went by your old, like to see the building, to go, my son worked in this building in Toronto. Like they have no concept of that, right?
Yeah.
You know, because of, you know, the lives in which they worked and lived, right?
Exactly.
It didn't get them to that place, but it was their dream for their children to do that, right? So when you were growing up in Toronto in the 80s,
Yep.
was it the community in which you lived in, was it diverse?
Yeah, like we lived on like Jane and Weston area, so it's a very big melting pot of areas.
Okay.
Like I grew up with a lot of Italians in the neighborhood that we actually parents eventually moved into, where they still are now. It's very Italian focused at that point.
Okay.
So I grew up with a lot of Italians, but then like go to school like best friends with Colombians. There was like 2 or 3 other Trinidadians there.
Okay.
Friends on the road, Sikhs, friends, a lot of Italians, a lot of Portuguese. So it was very multicultural, and it was a good snapshot of life in Toronto to me. Though it's like, yeah, my best friend, I would go get to a Colombian boy's house for dinner. Next morning, and getting beat by a nonna for dinner at their house because like my Italian friend wouldn't come out to play. So
great childhood.
It was great. I was exposed to a lot of different
Wow.
cultures, and I almost think it's like I wasn't exposed to my own culture as much as I was exposed to every other culture because there wasn't a lot of Trinidadians in my neighborhood, in my area,
Right.
until I moved. Like, oh, you start venturing out to like Weston Road, and like, oh, now we're seeing some West Indian people. Oh, now we're getting this stuff. So it was an interesting way to grow up because I was exposed to everything. I wasn't inundated with one culture. I was inundated with every culture possible.
That's interesting because that was another reason like that really spun me to do this show too, is like to understand, you know, people's obviously their family origin,
Mm-hmm.
where they come from, you know, and how they grew up.
Yeah.
Right. Because I just remember being where I grew up. Right. It was like, you know, I just remember it was just really, really Canadian, you know?
Okay.
And there was some, you know, I think, when I think
Speckling.
yeah, you know, there wasn't a lot of black kids in my school.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like, you just didn't see that, right? You didn't start to see it until we went to middle school and then definitely in high school. Because that was a big, you know.
Bigger schools.
Yeah, you know, and they were feeders. So the school were feeders into it. So it was very... you know, very challenging growing up. You know, that's why
you kind of stood out.
Yeah,
you didn't want to stand out during those times, during those early years. Like, I just want to fall into the pack.
Yeah, well, you wanted to stand up, but not that way.
Yeah,
no, you know, not when you know the we'd call them janitors back then, right? But the caretakers, right?
Oh yeah,
custodians now.
Custodians.
You know, and had a just like 1978, 79. He got a big afro.
Yeah,
and he's like, well, you got like a bird's nest in your head, you know, and all the kids are laughing, like you're singled out, that kind of stuff. Like you couldn't do that today, right?
No, hands down.
You know, that's why, you know, some of my questions for you today was about adversity and how you dealt with adversity. And if you had to deal with any adversity as a child, has it carried into your adult life?
Yeah, like I think like Lord knows therapy will always say it's like your childhood affects the way you are now. Yeah. So it's like therapy has said yes. I don't see it as like, I think like growing up in that time, you didn't see it as adversity though. You just saw it was just kind of like, huh, this is just different. All right, cool. I get treated differently. And I think that's always been my perspective on a lot of things. Like I don't see it as a hurdle per se. I'm like, all right, well, how do I work around this more than anything else? It's just like, it's a bump in the road. Let me figure this out and let me get around this thing. I didn't see it as debilitating. I was like, all right, cool. Like I get treated a little. This happens to me, cool. That happens to be cool. But then once again, like I grew up with such a diverse group of friends.
All the way through to high school?
All the way through everything. Like even now, my best friend is Sri Lankan Irish. Like I know, don't ask me how his parents met.
Okay.
Only happens in Toronto too.
Yep.
Only happens in Toronto.
Yeah.
Sri Lankan Irish guy. Looks like he's Middle Eastern. But like all the way through, like I've always had a very diverse group of close knit friends.
Okay.
Like my friends have always been multicultural, multi-ethnic.
Huh.
Like I've never just hung out with West Indian people or
Right.
Trinidadian people. Whereas like now I have a group of friends that are just like, oh, they grew up just Trinidad. They grew up in a Trinidadian neighborhood in Scarborough.
Yeah.
This is this and this. We're Trinity. I'm like, all right, cool, bro. It's like, y'all are Trinitys. I get it.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I can see how that'd be foreign for you in the sense because small family.
Yeah.
Right. And you didn't, grow up in a neighborhood that was, complete with that, group of people. So
exactly.
Yeah, no, I get it. Same thing with Bajans.
Yeah.
Like same thing for us.
Like I was like, how many Bajans are there in the city?
Yeah, whoa, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I had a small family here, and there was never that. My parents. It was interesting because my parents always just wanted to assimilate. Like they just really wanted us to like come and be Canadian.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And not that it's not like we didn't go back to Barbados or whatever, right? Over the years, but we were just very much like, okay, we're here. We've landed in this, utopia for them. As hard as difficult it was for them, they knew it was going to be way better for their kids.
Exactly.
Or that was their hope, right? So my dad's always like, I wanted to buy like, into a neighborhood where there were decent schools, good schools, and that was his thing, right? Like he just wanted his kids to get ahead and not have the life that they had.
Yeah.
Right?
Future thinking for you guys.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. It's like that was their mindset. That was their objective. That was their goals.
Yeah.
Their goals were us. And that's the thing. It was like that's why you go back and it's like all the praise to parents, man. Like they put you guys.
Well, you got to think about it, right? Like if your parents came here, I'm probably assuming they were in their 20s, right?
Probably about that.
Yeah, right. So it's not like they're starting off their career, or they're going to school. They had a son, right? And then they had you, a decade later, or whatever.
Accident baby,
right? And so now they kind of look at life and go, okay, well, it's not going to happen for us. It's going to happen for them.
I want to make it work for them,
right? And as a parent of three kids, it's like I still think about like how it's going to happen for me. You know what I mean? As much as I'm doing for them, like I'm still trying to evolve. I'm still trying to be,
I think that's like, once again, it's the duality of where you are in life. Like things are constantly changing. So it's like, you're still doing things for yourself. Like my parents at this point, both of them one is retired, one is semi-retired, and they're just there. They hang out. Yeah. My dad still shows up at my house, lives 15 minutes away, brought my house there. 2 coconuts in his hands, like, saw coconuts for you. Here's some coconuts.
Nice. But that's amazing. That's priceless, dude.
When he comes by, he sits down, like, I'll be working from home. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, working. He's like, all right. I'm like, come in, go ahead. He'll sit down on the couch, chill, relax.
That's
like,
priceless.
I got a meeting at 2. He's like, all right. He's like, all right, you can stick around. He's like, just be quiet until 2, like 2 to 2:30. I'm like, all right, cool. He'll sit there, hang out. Go from my meeting, coming downstairs. He's sitting there hanging out. I'm like, all right,
I love that.
Like, that's what he wants to do. He wants to come out of the house, but he uses the excuse to bring 3 coconuts.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm like, got 2 coconuts for you.
Got to break up the monotony, right?
Yeah.
My parents do the same thing. Man. Yeah. They show up.
They just show up. They're nearby too. Yeah. So they just wander. I'm like, we wander.
We'll bring you food.
It's always maybe it's a West Indian thing. So they always bring me food. Like, but dad would come by with avocados.
Yeah. I know. Like this week it was ground provisions.
Yeah.
It's funny. They're just funny. But I think they're bored too.
Yeah, they're bored. It's an excuse to go see their son.
100%.
It's an excuse to go see the son for you, their grandkids. Come see the kids. Like, get out of the house. Like, I'm tired of seeing your mother all the time. My father's like, I'm tired of your mother. I come to your house. I'm like, all right,
Dad's in the move, man.
Like,
that's funny.
Like, I got the spare bedroom if you needed it. Go ahead. It's there. Nah.
So switching gears, man. Like we talked about the family.
Yeah.
Right. We talked about the meaning of success.
Yeah.
I'd really love for you to share because I think your what you do for a living is interesting and it's a lot of people don't really have exposure to it. And I'd love for you to just tell us what you do and how you do it and why you've done it and all that
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Yeah, I think like being in this game and being in like advertising and media in general it's an interesting field to be into. It's not all glitz and glam. Everybody, all my friends who are not in media, and you know this probably, I was like, "How you at the Raptors game all the time? Oh, you went to this nice restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't see the spreadsheet that I was staring at for 8 hours
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to look
yeah.
at data and so
Yeah.
forth." So, it's an interesting industry to be in. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of like creativity in there. There's a lot of numbers though. There's a lot of hard work in there. There's a lot of like bullshit you deal with, just like every job and industry you do it.
Sure.
But it is an interesting industry to get into because it's literally thinking about how people react and do things. So you're trying to figure out how to. I break it down to psychology at all times. It's psychology of influence, and that's a big thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just interesting in that sense. I think one of the first books I read really early on, and it's because somebody said I'd do this, is the Dale Carnegie book, How to Be Influential and Make Friends or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I've read that throughout like many times, and it's just like it's an interesting book to read every once in a while. It's just like, and the only reason I read it first time is somebody's like, "Oh, you've read Dale Carnegie?" I'm like, "I don't know who that is." No clue, brother.
So
Read
you
the
got
book.
into media. You
Media
got
is
into
cool.
so then you got into, writing media plans.
Yep.
Executing on those media plans.
Yep.
Across the country. Right. And then you did that for how long?
Yeah, so I was in media, like on the planning side for 10, 12 years almost, probably. About that. Maybe a
Okay.
bit more.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. But yeah, about that.
Okay.
About that. Yeah.
And then
So I made the switch. So being on the buying, planning side for so much, a lot of my good friends, case in point, were on the selling side.
yeah.
A lot of my good friends, you should go to sales. I'm like, nah, not my thing. I want to be on this side. Eventually I wanted a little shake up, try something different.
Yeah.
It's still no media. It's still media. It's still
Yeah.
doing the same thing. It's just from the opposite side of the coin. So,
Yeah.
like I think going to the sales side of things it's interesting because I get more exposure,
Sure.
which is great. I get to meet a lot of great people. I got to think about their things differently in different projects and different campaigns and different
Right.
products and product life cycles. So once again, just
Did you like it?
it's different. I don't know. I'm what, 2.5 years deep. So I still feel like there's still learnings that are happening, and like everybody does things differently, and having a team to like support and do this, like.
Right.
But I realized like there's certain aspects that I miss from the planning side, like being part of a team is
Right.
something important to me. So finding that team culture, finding an environment where you can grow and build camaraderie, teammanship, like. To this day, I still go out with all of my old planning teams. Like we go for dinners in Markham because they all moved to Markham somehow. Lovely. So I make the drive from the city up to Markham, go to Markham. There's another group that I meet downtown all the time. So
Yeah.
it's just like a group of friends that we just get together in the industry, but we've all worked together. And,
Nice.
how'd you meet them? It's like we worked together. Like, yeah, that was
Nice.
So media it's good. You build strong relationships, you build strong bonds. There's some fun things you get to do. There's some fun things you get to execute. But to me, it's the people that make the most difference. It always comes down to people. You're sitting there with the people. You're trying to think about people. You're trying to advertise to people. It's still people focused.
So you think after this many years of doing, being in this industry, do you look at what's next?
Yeah, I think that's I think.
And what's next for you? Do you think?
I think I think right now I'm in this like transitional phase in my life where it's like, okay, let's think about what the next 10 years look like. Like, okay, how long do you want to be in this game? Much longer? How long do you want to be in advertising? Is there a different aspect of advertising and media and marketing in general that you'd want to explore into? And is there an avenue into that? So I think right now it's hard for me to pin down what the next 10 years look like. I think right now I am exploring things within industry and outside of industry that have always been a passion of mine.
Okay.
And I think that's something that I hope, knock on wood, that will come more to fruition in the next 2 years, probably. I'm gonna give myself 2 years on this. So yeah, I think there's some things happening. It's a transition period for me right now.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Huh.
Yeah.
So is that based on you trying to balance that
Mm.
the holistic success.
Yeah, I think we're going
Right?
back to that whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so have you ever taken the time to write your core values?
You know what? I don't think I've ever written them out. I think there's like some core things that tie all aspects of my life together. And I think that would be my core values per se, because like I feel like it's prevalent, or it's front facing in everything.
But if you want to get, like, just say, for, and again, if I'm wrong,
Hmm.
please correct me.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're looking at life beyond media, let's
Yeah.
just say, right? What is it about whatever is pulling you in that direction that you're not getting in media
Yeah, I think it's just kind of
or media sales or whatever, you know?
yeah, I think there's it's nothing that's pulling. It's something that's always been an interest that I want to explore further. Like as you said, forever growing. I think
So this is not working at Home Depot.
it might be.
Remember we joked about that years ago?
I told you I'm gonna retire, working at Home Depot part time.
Yeah,
Oh, we did tool rental guy. I told you that. That was the dream. That's the dream. Oh, we talked about dreams earlier. That's the dream.
Yeah.
But if I
remember
could
that.
get to working at Home Depot,
Yeah.
that means a lot of other things were very, very successful, and I'm
Yeah.
content working at Home
Yeah.
Depot part time,
Yeah.
punch in, punch out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that is still the goal.
Oh,
It's
listen.
I just need something to go out and talk to people with. I'm like, if I could be a tool rental guy at Home Depot, I can still talk shit and chop it up with people. Great.
I see those. I see the men and women at Home Depot, and they look very, very content
Right?
with life.
They're
So
just like they're
that's just
there,
my
they're happy.
assessment.
Yeah.
wow.
We need to
Okay.
get somebody from Home Depot on the pod. To
Yeah,
talk to
right?
them. It's like, hey, so who are you?
What is this skinny? Give us the truth.
Yeah,
Spill the tea.
What's the deal here?
Yeah.
What's going on back there?
Okay. I think anybody that knows me, I really, like, in the last few years, have really been leaning in on core values.
Yeah.
Right.
We've had
And-
many discussions on this.
Right. Right. Because I think that's your guiding light. It's your beacon, right?
Mhm.
It's your North Star, if you will. Right. And there's things that are in your core values that should be deal breakers. And if you're not getting those needs met in your core values, then your actions aren't going to align, right, with your values.
Hmm.
Right? Which then makes you misaligned.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you're misaligned, then all those stressors come and all that stuff starts to happen.
Can't
Right.
get that
I am
full
no
body,
doctor.
full
I'm no
harmony.
psychiatrist here,
Yeah.
but this is how I've seen my own life. Right. Like,
Okay.
this is how I look at my life. Right. So, my core values: family, authenticity, creativity, and trustworthiness. Right. And if something's missing there, right, I'm off balance.
Okay.
Right. I'm feeling misaligned, if you will.
Mhm.
Right. And then that misalignment gives me that dissatisfaction. And then you see how it all starts to come together.
Hmm.
Right. So that's like for me, when I ask about core values, is because I think it's so very important. And it's
I get it.
something that they definitely didn't teach us in school.
Oh no, they don't teach a lot of things in school, but
Right?
that's also one. Yeah.
And so when I look at what's missing, or what was missing, is me being able to articulate that.
Yeah.
Right. Because then what it's done is it's made me, recalibrate and focus on the areas in my life that aren't right
Fulfilling those
activating.
needs.
Right.
Yeah.
So family check, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really feel really good about that. Authenticity. I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Right. Like with my family and the people, right, around me. Work. Yeah. Right. Creativity was something that was missing.
Interesting.
Right. It was totally missing
Yeah,
for me.
I could see that. I could see
Right.
that too.
And then the trustworthiness was missing.
Hmm.
Right. Not from my family, not from my safe people, but just in your career, and just
Yeah.
feeling secure in your career. And yeah, so like to me, I look at that, and then I look at superpowers.
Yeah.
Right. And I go, those are another key ingredient to baking the cake, right, to the desired flavor and temperature, and make it rise perfectly. Right. So when I talk about superpowers, I like to ask people if they know what their superpowers are.
Hmm.
And if they do, if they'd share them with me. Right. So I
Okay.
define superpowers as the thing that's innate to you, the thing that, comes natural to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting. Just like you talk about like family authenticity and
Yeah.
so forth, and that's probably like your core ethos kind of more
Yes.
than anything else. I think like if you're talking about superpowers and how they lead into that, I think, and maybe that you could help me like workshop into
Sure.
that, into
Yeah.
my course from like, I think superpower wise, like I think one of my strongest strengths, and somebody pointed it out to me the other day recently, it was you have the ability to make people feel comfortable, and you have the ability to have good conversations with people, total strangers.
Do you believe that?
I didn't. How is I've done it. I see it, but I don't dwell on it. I don't highlight it. I don't think it's a thing
Why?
to me. I don't know. I just like it's just every day to me. Every day something will come up, and I'll give you the storyline of how this came about. And that's it. Friend, we were sitting on a patio outside by the lake, hanging out, having a drink, having some bites to eat. Guy beside us, hey man, da da da. Started shoot up a conversation.
Right.
And like we smiled, we nodded, we were polite, we came in, we sat down beside them, this, that.
Right.
Sitting beside strangers on a patio on the tables.
Mm-hmm.
Started a conversation there. Somebody came back down, started a conversation there. I was like, she pointed out, it's like, people like talking to you. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. I didn't, like, yeah, I guess so. It's like, that's very odd. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, people don't talk, people are just talking to you, random strangers. Like, you didn't know those people? I'm like, nope.
But that's the energy, right? That's
But
I
think
talk about
that's-
energy, I talk
yeah.
about frequency, right? Which is your spirit, really,
Yeah.
right? And your personality just shines, and that is your superpower.
And I think that's the superpowers. I have the ability to make people feel comfortable to talk to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting to me because shoot, random strangers will come over and start talking to me.
Is it interesting to you because you didn't value it? Is it interesting to you because you didn't like zero in on it and said, "Well, that's my talent"?
I never defined it. How about that? Like
Mm.
it's happened. It's always happened. Like I don't know why. It's like even
So why haven't you defined it?
because I took it for granted. I just thought it was like a normal thing. It was like people come up. I'm like, okay, cool. People chat. It's fine. Even out with the boys. Me and my best friend would be out. People somehow gravitate towards us at all times. Strangers. Like it's interesting.
So do you think that if you were like, if you're a star baseball player, let's just say,
Yeah.
do you think that they just look at life and go, "Well, it's just me," or am I different?
Yeah, I guess it's just like when you go to the extreme, like a star baseball player, like you have talents and skills that you could see nobody else does. Like to me,
You have talents and skills that that other people don't have.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you don't see it. Like you're on a field to project those and use those talents and
Okay,
skills. But my field is sitting outside on a patio together.
No,
or something.
no, because maybe no,
or
because,
in a boardroom, or
well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe on a patio, you're going to strike up a conversation with somebody that could change their life.
and that's the
Maybe
thing.
you're in a boardroom and you'll have a superpower to achieve the goal of whatever the meeting was supposed to be. But what I was gonna say is that even that star, even that baseball player that's made MLB.
Yeah.
There's gonna be levels within them, right?
Yeah.
Right. There's gonna be the guys that sit on the bench, and then there's gonna be the guys that are playing, every game.
Yeah.
Right. So then I wonder, food for thought. How does the the guy that's sitting on the bench feel about never getting out to play first base, second base, outfield, or whatever?
Yeah.
Right. Because he's just warming the bench.
Like, he's good enough to get there though.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
So already he's a star.
Yeah.
To get that, you know what I mean? Like all of the people that make it into that are there, right? So so in my opinion, when you look at your life and you look at your innate talents, right, and how you navigate your way through this world and the energy that you give off and the frequency that you give off, I think you'd be selling yourself short if you didn't look at it like that is my unique talent. That is my superpower.
Yeah, I guess so. But like sometimes it's just I don't know if you take it for granted because it's just
I'm on a mission. Do you feel me?
Yeah,
I'm on a mission.
Yeah, I know what you're doing here.
Yeah,
I
I'm
see where
on
you're
a
going.
mission.
I know what you're doing here. It's cool
Because
It's cool.
I think that there's so many of us that walk the earth that don't tap into what our innate abilities are, and we kind of, I'm not going to say disregard, I'm going to say we discount. We discount what it really means. And if we just zeroed in on it and used that as our foundation, imagine what things we could accomplish out of our lives
And that's
if we believed in it. That's all.
That's interesting. Like, I think that's yeah. I think if you figure out what your superpower is from the beginning and can use that and leverage that to succeed in whatever way you want to succeed, I think that's beneficial. But I don't think how many people realize what their superpower is so early on in life. How many people realize, or not even realize, how many people appreciate their superpower enough to leverage it to a way that could lead to success or harmony, or
That's the challenge of the Who Project. Because to me, to understand who you are, to understand how you measure or interpret success, and equally important for me, right, is for people to realize what they bring to the table.
I think that's important. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and you bring, and everybody brings something different and unique to the table.
Of course.
And I just see, I've been having enough of these conversations where I'm starting to see this continuity, right? Where we don't really tap into our innate talents, or we discount them unless they're so over the top, right? I'm a great pianist, or I can slam dunk a ball, or I'm really great with numbers.
A huge differentiator. Like, you need a huge differentiator to be able to highlight that. If you have a subtle one.
But what I will say to you is that your huge differentiator, right? That differentiator that you don't think is huge, to somebody else is huge, man.
That's the thing. Like I said, case in point, last week, she was like, "That's great." I'm like, "Really? Okay, cool."
I couldn't get this sign on the wall.
Okay.
Right?
It's a great sign.
And and thank you. And our designer Georgia's husband came, their design and contracting team, Georgia Designs. And he came and he put this thing on the wall in 2 seconds. And dude, I could not get this thing. I didn't have the tools.
Yeah, see?
Right? And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Home Depot and buy the tools.
And those are the tools I need now.
Jim came and I said to him, Jim, I go, man, that's amazing. You did that like in 2 seconds. And he looks at me and he goes, you know what, Paul, like, what I can do, you can't do. And what you do, I can't do. Right? And it kind of stuck. There's certain things that people say to you that will stick in your mind.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
A very simplistic way of saying that. It's like, your talents are your talents, my talents are mine. That's
my superpower, Paul. I can figure this out. Done. Yeah. Right? And because I've been doing it for a long time, right? And I'm like, that's amazing. Like, he can see that, there's a difference between him and I. And I walked around for decades thinking there was no difference between me and anyone else. And I think I think I sold myself short for so long, and not from an arrogant standpoint.
No.
Right. But it's really about a self-love standpoint. Right. And part of that self-love for me is like to understand, like, what is my superpower? What are my core values? What am I bringing to the table? Because it helps me determine who I am.
But it also helps you act with intention too.
100%.
Like, if you know who you are, you act in that way. Like I said, it's like talking about earlier, it's like, you are always you. Right. No matter what. But if you know who you are better, you could act with intention in everything you do. Work, 100%. Life, relationships, with your kids, with your 100%. Wife, with anybody, your friends. Like, you act with intention because you're confident and solid in who you are. You know your base.
And I think that gives you all this harmony to live through your life, knowing just who you are specifically and what's important to you. And you're not living for somebody else because you're not looking for external validation. You're just living your truth.
Yeah, you're living in your own truth.
I love that. I love that, brother. I love that.
I love that. That's where we ended up.
Oh my God, man.
I love that. It's like, yeah.
We're gonna stop there because I think that was really, really solid. I like to end every podcast with rapid fire questions, right?
Okay, cool.
And my rapid fire questions, right, are like 12 questions. Answer them in one sentence or less.
Okay.
Right? And I'm gonna hit you with them. Are you ready?
All right, hold on. Let me get ready for this shit. Rapid fire. Lord knows I'm long-winded too, so one sentence. All right.
You got this, brother. You got this.
Let me go.
Okay. What is the most important thing to you in your life?
My people. My people are like the people closest to me. So family, friends, people that I trust, love, will do anything for.
Okay. How do you deal with disappointment?
Badly. One word answer, badly.
Okay.
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 You leave it at that? I
Yep.
forgot. I can't even justify it. Cool.
Yep.
Badly.
What's your relationship with failure?
Not good. I'll give you short answers. Not good. I don't like failure. Don't like failing. Never like failing.
Do you celebrate the wins?
I'm doing a better job of it now.
What do you wish you knew now that you didn't know at 18?
18. To be a multifaceted person, to focus on achieving not only in one field, but achieving in multiple aspects of your life.
I like that. One tip on how you deal with stress. Healthy tip.
Ooh, breath work. Deep breaths. Take your time. Don't react quick. Let it sit in. Then deal with it.
What keeps you up at night?
My overactive brain.
Do you do the breath work?
It does. I try. Brains. I am notoriously, and you know this, I am notoriously a night person though, so that's a problem.
Right.
Never a morning person. I'm a night
Right.
person. So
Right. Okay. What are you looking forward to the most as the chapters of life unfold?
Working at Home Depot. Finding that contentness and peace that allows me to work at Home Depot, because that means a lot of things have become successful.
Okay.
And I could work at Home Depot for shits and giggles.
Okay. How do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, that's a deep one. As a good person. Take away all the success, take away everything else. He's a good guy. That's all I care about.
So what does good mean to you?
Honest, truthful, fun to be around, big-hearted, compassionate, caring. All the soft skills. Soft skills have become much more important to me. And it's like, I think that's my strength. Going back to superpowers, soft skills are a strength. And
Okay.
I think that's something that's also lacking in the world these days.
Right.
It's a dying breed. So
Yeah.
to have
Yes.
a mofo
That's
running
part
around
2
with
of our
soft skills.
podcast.
Yeah. Soft skills. Where the hell they go?
You're just so interesting, and I want to thank you for your time
Man,
today,
this is
man.
great. This is great. I
Like,
always
honestly,
love our conversations.
I know you do, man, but to take the time out, I'm so amazed when people will take their time out to just come and have a conversation with me. I really, truly, from the deepest part of my heart, man, appreciate it.
Oh man,
I really do.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you credit for that. People come out and have a conversation with me because you allow them to.
Yeah,
You foster that throughout your time with these people, and like I
it's
said,
amazing to me.
bro,
It is.
Like I said, your superpower.
Jeez, it's amazing.
Superpower.
To me, man.
People feel trustworthy and want to talk to you, and they, like I said,
So someone wants to needs help with media plan,
yep,
small, medium, large business, whatever it is.
got it all.
How do they find you?
LinkedIn is the only profile you'll find me on. So it's
Okay.
Andre Lalbeharry at LinkedIn. That's it. You find me on LinkedIn. It's pretty easy. You'll see my lovely face out there.
All right, brother.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
it, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
God.
Man.
Finally, we did it. Come here, bro.
Long time coming, brother. Always
Thank you.
good, man.
All right,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank
This
you.
is great.
That was great.
Leave a review and share it with someone who could use a boost of inspiration. Remember, your values are your guiding star. Let them lead you to a life brimming with purpose and fulfillment. Until next time, I'm PG, urging you to lead with what truly matters to you the most. And before I sign off, I want you to remember this. When you define who you are, you will discover the success you deserve.